I seriously can't tell what Willian and Pepe are still doing at Arsenal Football Club. I just can't tell. It has finished Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. This time I'm not blaming Mikel Arteta. The players he put on that pitch were the players in my predicted lineup. The players that I thought we could use as backup for the youngsters. But it was such a ridiculous performance. Welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi and this is your match reaction. Southampton 1, Arsenal 0. The champions straight on their way out of the FA Cup on the fourth round. But what a bad display. What a bad display of football. Smash the like button. Get your comments in about, share with me your thoughts of this game. What did you think of this game, especially the first half? I think the second half was a little bit brighter because players like Thomas Partey came on. But what did you think about this game? Southampton doing absolutely so fine. No pressure, no pressing, nothing. Southampton had a holiday. They didn't score. We scored, we considered an own goal, and that was it. This was really ridiculous. It was such abysmal. No Arsenal player, apart from Van Lennon, no Arsenal player escapes criticism today. And I said I'm not going to put it on Mikel Arteta because I think what he did was right. You have Southampton back to back in a space of 4 days. You've got to rest some players and bring in some players. The fact is, you can't blame Mikel Arteta. There is so much quality. He's so disappointed. He must be so disappointed. He knows there is so much quality in Pepe. There is so much quality in Willian. He knows deep down there is a lot of quality in these players. But how do you just dig them, dig the quality out of them? How do you get them to play football? That's the problem. He's given them all the chances. He's given them everything he could. They are just not delivering. It was such a bad performance from Willian, such a bad performance from Pepe. I think, at times I want to think he's done. At times I want to think Pepe is done. But guys, tell me what you thought about this game. Let me just share with you my thoughts of this game, slowly by slowly. First and foremost, I thought that first half was so bad. It was one of the first halves I've seen. And Arsenal is absolutely clueless. It reminds us the days when we never had a number 10. It reminds us the days when we didn't have a purpose of playing football. It looked like whenever we had the ball, we never knew what to use it. And of course, that was because we had Mohamed Elneny and Granit Xhaka, manning the midfield. And of course, I'm going to ask Mikel Arteta, why do you bring Mohamed Elneny and Granit Xhaka to pair in the midfield? They look so alike. It looks like both of them. One is a copy of the other. Very slow, very clueless going forward. Mohamed Elneny's passing is so awful these days. I just don't know. He was so average, banger average, very bad, poor performance from Mohamed Elneny. But the first half, everybody was so down. Look at the goal we conceded. Cedric played in the left back. That was, that got me so fuming. Not because he played there, because Mikel Arteta says, he can't play there. But having Ainsley Maitland-Niles on the bench, then why do you, if you have Ainsley on the bench, then why do you play Cedric out of position? Because you could see he was struggling. My man was struggling, man. He was so weak on that left foot. Poor crosses. He couldn't defend. You could see the goal we conceded. Kyle Walker-Peters brings in that cross, and it looked like we never had a left full back in this game. Never. He was so bad, and I thought it was an evident change. You had to change that at halftime. You either had to put him off and bring Ainsley Maitland-Niles, or make Granit Xhaka drop to the left because he can play as a left-footed full back. I think that was what we had to do, because Southampton were really clearly seeing it. They were penetrating through Cedric. He is playing out of position and he's not getting enough defense. You could see whenever Southampton had the ball, they used to pump. They pump it to Cedric's side. Whenever they get that ball, they pump it to Cedric's side. he was the weakness in the side. But again, I thought Gabriel was very, very, very bad in the first half. He was so, I don't know, he was very, very unsure of what was doing. He was not the confident Gabriel Magalhaes I knew. Maybe the fact that he's just coming back. But again, he didn't do so many chances. I mean, he didn't do so many mistakes that created chances for Southampton. I thought we were a little bit defensively good, especially in the first half, because if we were not, Southampton would have scored 3 or 4 goals. They had a couple of chances, and I thought they were a little bit sharper. I'll talk about them in a minute, but I think they were a little bit sharper. They played according to plan. They had a purpose of playing, as opposed to Arsenal. You couldn't say that on us, for Arsenal. We were absolutely out of it. Absolutely out of it. We tried wherever we could, but things were not working out. The midfield was empty, and like I said, I don't want to blame Mikel Arteta because squad rotation must be done. But the things I'm really going to side against him, like using Edin Ketia against that Southampton defense bedrock. You could say, you don't need to be a manager. You don't need to be, you don't need to have 4 eyes to see that Edin Ketia is no match to bedrock. That Southampton defense, he's not a match. The physicality, the physical presence, the area presence of those boys in the Southampton defense, you couldn't put Edin Ketia. It was holiday, and I said this when he used Edin Ketia in December against Everton, and I said you couldn't use Edin Ketia against Everton. It's a holiday. You're giving him a holiday. You're giving the defenders a holiday, and he never troubled them. Of course, he got a couple of chances, and I think he was never on his best day today. Now imagine he is small. He is weak, and he is not on his best day. So Southampton were having a laugh. They were having a laugh. So I think that was another, big problem. But I want to criticize Pepe. I want to criticize Willian, because I think our game today had to roll on those 2 players. And I don't want to talk about Gabriel Martinelli, because I think he was not good enough. But he just coming back from injury, and he hasn't found his form again. But Pepe, Willian, these are games where you have to play football. These are games where you have to show us that the manager is trusting you for a reason. This is a game where you have to show us that Arsenal is missing something in you. But clearly, we should have played the youngsters. Pepe, what did he do on that pitch? Wrong crosses, wrong free kicks, wrong runs. Wasting a lot of time. He slows the pace whenever we are attacking on a terrific speed. He slows the pace. Same as Willian. Whenever we are attacking on a terrific speed, they slow down the pace. And I think there is no one more disappointed than Mikel Arteta. There's no one, because you had to rest Bukayo Saka, you had to rest Aubameyang, you had to rest Emile Smith-Rowe. That was quite understandable. And of course, he decided to rest Alexander Lacazette, which I didn't agree with. I thought Lacazette needed to start that game from minute 1. But again, that was a brilliant idea. You need to do squad rotation. Games are coming in thick and fast. Then you have this bunch of players who have not been playing football, but they're so ridiculous. I don't want to see Cedric again. The past 2 games he has played, there is no difference. There's no difference. Of course, today he was playing out of position, and I do understand. I don't want to nail him down and throw him under the bus so much. But Willian and Pepe, these ones I cannot defend. These are 2 players I really can't defend. The wings were not working. The midfield was not working. Willian played in that number 10 role, and you could clearly see that Emile Smith-Rowe is 100 times better. There is so much we expect out of Willian, but he's not just providing it. He's not providing it. We tried our level best to be patient with Pepe. We tried our level best to be patient with Willian, but they're just not working. And I don't want to take it on players, because many people are gonna tell me, because you're throwing players under the bus. But again, I'm not satisfied. I wasn't satisfied. That was an average performance that goes away from the hands of the manager. We lost our unbeaten run so young because of players that are disinterested, ball watching. You're on the pitch and you're ball watching. Pepe, how many touches did he have? Did he have on the ball? How many touches? And how many of them were successful? If you're gonna ask, How many touches was successful? On Pepe's touch. How many Willian passes were successful? In the first half, I thought it was a little bit brilliant to try to push us forward, but in the second half, it completely disappeared. And this is what they do. This is what Pepe does. In the first half, he disappeared. Second half, Willian disappears, and that's it. Arsenal losing. That was a very bad performance, trust me. A very, very bad performance. I don't want to see it again. We are playing Southampton again on Tuesday, and this takes me to, to phase 2. Let's talk about Southampton. How organized they were, how good they were. They played, according to their plan. They pressed us right from minute 1. Very good in the first half, very good in the second half. They created chances. Danny Ings is a little bit unlucky. Should have scored. Should have, had a couple of goals today, at least 2. They were unlucky. They should have scored 3. They should have scored 4. The result doesn't tell it all. Someone could think Arsenal put up a big fight. That wasn't a fight. There was no fight. Southampton were at it. They were at it. They played so confidently. James Ward-Prowse, oh my God. James Ward-Prowse, that, the way he was playing in that midfield, I was jealous. Trust me, I was jealous. I thought, we were playing some Iniesta. Were we playing some Luka Modric in that midfield of Southampton? And I think, by the way, it's a very good thing that we're going to get Martin Odegaard. Very good thing, until the end of the season. We need to play pressing football, but the players we have cannot really play pressing football. Granit Xhaka and Mohamed El Neni, I said it today, and check out the video. Which video was it? I think when I was announcing Martin Odegaard still, and I said that if Mikel Arteta wants to play pressing football, then you cannot rely on Granit Xhaka. You can't rely on players like Mohamed El Neni. They're just not good enough. They can't play pressing football. And you could see the quality, the little quality Southampton had. It just beat us hands down. They were so good. They were on it. They were on point. I just loved their, I loved it. They knew if you want to beat Arsenal, outpace them, first and foremost, they did that. Press them, tight mark. They did everything from minute 1 to minute 90. They took their time. When they got that goal, they were so comfortable. They were not under pressure. They didn't over-relax, and they didn't over-get excited. They never. They were just on point. Everything they did was just on point. I know the manager is going to be absolutely glad. And of course, they've been so good this season. Make no mistake. They're one of those clubs. I think Southampton, Everton, Leicester City. I think they're those clubs that are really doing so well. They're in positions you do not expect them to be, and they're winning games you do not expect them to win. I thought we had a chance, trust me. I predicted this a 2-1 win. I thought Arsenal would come out there as FA Cup, defenders, holders, and try to put in a fight. But there was no fight. We tried, we tried to do wherever we can, but the players really did let us down. So for me, this today, and I'll talk much of this in the player ratings. I don't think Mikel Arteta had a problem. The tactics were okay. The players failed to execute. There are a few areas where I thought, he should have changed. He should have made his things early. Like Pepe, I think Pepe should have come off instead of Gabriel Martinelli, because Pepe was playing shit and he continued playing shit until the end. So I think Pepe should have come off. I think Willian should have come off. I even don't know, but that is it. That's our end of the FA Cup run this season. We shall continue, or we shall begin again in the FA Cup next season. Have a blessed stay of the channel. My name is Kosi, and I'll speak to you very soon. I'll come with the player ratings. I'll also come with the 5 things we learned in this game. I'll keep you posted with all the transfers as we close down the January transfer window. I love you so much, and please make sure you're social distancing. Make sure you're sanitizing. Make sure you wear a mask whenever you go in public places. Don't congest, don't overcrowd. We love you, and we need you to stay very, very much alive. Of course, this is a very sad moment. Losing a game that we shouldn't have lost. We should have, at least a point. At least we should have had a draw and taken this to wherever, extra time and so on. But we never. We never got the opportunity. and it's a furious match reaction. I've taken long without doing a match reaction where I'm ranting. This is one of them, but finally we have lost and we are out of this FA Cup edition 2020 2021. See you again. That is almost, I think, after 2 hours. I'll be doing the player ratings and I'll do the 5 things we learned, because Cedric should never play in the left back again. Pepe should never start for us again. Willian should never play in that number 10 again. There's so many things I've learned in this game. Mikel Arteta couldn't, and I think Arteta might not be the problem at Arsenal. We are seeing this day in, day out. I'm not saying he's fit for the job, but there's so many mistakes we have done in the past that are affecting our club. 72 million for Pepe. This is a laugh. Someone is having a laugh. This is a joke, isn't it? You know, someone has said, when we had signed Gabriel, and trust me, however much he has had his own mistakes today, he's a brilliant defender. Young defender, is still learning a lot, and do not over-criticize him. But someone has said that, you know, because Gabriel Magalhaes is so good and we paid just a little fee for him from Lille, and someone was saying that actually it was Ty, I think it was Ty from AFTV, who has said we should be sued for fraud because we almost cheated Lille Metropole, but by giving them pennies in such a quality defender. But they should be cheated for, they should be sued for fraud, man. They should be. How can you say that you're giving us Pepe for 72 million? How did we pay that money? How? Is it like someone, someone puts a bullet on our, on our head, a gun on our head, and you're like, if you do not, drop that briefcase, in containing money, I'm blowing your, brains out. There is no way we paid 72 million for Pepe. What a loss. Ozil was a loss, if you choose to call it that. But Pepe is a loss. Oh my God, he must be leaving this football club, and I'm not giving him another chance. Another season of Pepe's ridiculous bad performances. I'm out of here.